what would cause something like that? Like if you're using just ground meat?
Lack of giving a f. That's the only thing.
MFCEO project for our PD, number 12, humility is huge. We're going to update all of our production reports, keep communication with the kitchen and logistics so we can push out some add-ons as well. We have a new client report today, so we're going to start those welcome cards and calls. And we also have our food tasting today. Jumping into our wins, Connor, what do you have?
All right, today this comes from Michael. He said, quality leadership and management at its best, always respect. You send out an awesome message. I've been following Chris and Nutrition Solutions for the past 2 years, and I love the message and the example that is presented. It has pushed me into changing aspects in my life through personal development and overall leading me into more successful aspects and making me happier as a result. Thank you all for what you are doing.
I do want to address the bathrooms. We're doing a good job yesterday and the day before as far as staying on top of that. You know, the little things like the bathroom, they fall into all other areas of this facility. So please stay on top of that. I do also want to address complaining, right? Anyone can come in here and complain. That's the easiest thing to do. It's bringing solutions to the table for those complaints. There is some people that you might not see around here anymore because of those complainings. There is no value in complaining. The value is in the solutions. You know, we're moving mountains with a very limited skeleton crew sometimes, you know, and that's because of teamwork, because everyone's come together and getting things done. So I really appreciate that. Let's keep on with that. If you guys have an issue or a complaint, bring a solution with it, and we'll evaluate it, address it, and you know, if you can fix it, fix it. That's how it goes. All right, let's get this day started. Let's do a moment of silence for some gratitude. All right, thank you, Greg. Thank you. All right, let's gather around for some motivation before we get this day kicked off.
Never give up. Everybody's too quick to throw in that towel. It took me 15 years to start hitting my stride. I could have gave up after the first year, second year, third year, fourth year. Your actions, you change what you're doing to get those goals. If you can't go through, go under. If you can't go under, go over. If you can't go over, go around. If you can't do either one, blow that it up. At the end of the day, bro, there's something on the other side of that door that you want. Go get it. Don't be patient. Don't be rude.
Get some double love, y'all. All right.
Mike, can you do me a favor? Grab me 3 off the truck that I just did in the last hour.
Every week, our team prepares and packages tens of thousands of meals. We maintain a very fast-paced work environment, but under no circumstances do we compromise standards. Every order is customized for the individual client's specific goals and to meet any dietary restrictions or food allergies they may or may not have. Each order will pass through multiple checkpoints to ensure standards and the order's accuracy, and we have a quality assurance process in place where a supervisor will actually pull 10 packages randomly off the truck after they've actually been packaged, basically tear them open and sort through the order to ensure quality control is in place and no mistakes have been made. just another layer of accountability that we take to go the extra mile to ensure our clients get exactly what they pay for and what it is they need to crush their goals. So earlier I was walking through the kitchen saying hello to everybody, and he stopped me and he asked me for an advance on his pay. He said, can you, this is what is this, like third day?
Yeah.
Okay, that's completely unacceptable.
After a few days off.
I mean, I'm not really sure where like that mentality like comes from, or what people think they can just come into an organization at any point, let alone the third day, and like go directly to the CEO and ask for a pay advance. You understand I haven't even spoken to him yet. Other than the first day I saw him, I was like, hey, how you doing? I was like, I look forward to, doing a little meet and greet next week. Haven't even spoken to him yet. Haven't had any sort of like meaningful engagement. And he comes at me with that. Put me in a very uncomfortable situation, which typically I don't mind being in, but something like that, it's just disappointing. Here's the thing, guys, like, you made the decision to bring him into the organization, right? Regardless of his skill set, like, people have to be, first and foremost, a good cultural fit. And there's a certain expectation of things that you're responsible for knowing, like a lot of common sense things, proper etiquette, respect, professionalism. They have to know those things, you know what I mean? So I would have that conversation with him today, because that's just not okay. And I'm not really sure where he developed that thought process that he could do that, like, because I have a hard time believing it's something he's ever done in the past. Have you ever done that in the past in any job ever? Have you? I mean, it would be a completely different set of circumstances if he was around here for a while, paid some dues, we went to battle together a couple times, proved himself, and he got himself in a situation, then, of course, I'm willing to help. He probably wouldn't even have to ask. But that's just not a good, and honestly, if I did do that, I would be doing him a disservice. I'd be setting it would be the wrong thing to do. It sets a bad precedent for the entire team, and just gotta make sure he understands what's proper and what's not, and just keep an eye on him. You're right. Maybe he doesn't know better. Hopefully, we can teach him common sense and understanding the chain of command and how to communicate things and what is okay and acceptable and appropriate and what's not. All right. So conversation with Bakery Girls and with him as soon as possible. You got to strike when it's hot, boys. I know you got a lot to do today.
Just trust yourself, trust the process.
Yeah. And that's gonna, they're gonna make the wrong decision a couple times, but that's exactly, you gotta do it. That's good, man. I'm glad that you said that. Coolers still on point?
Coolers are great.
All right, good.
Yeah, they're great.
That's what's up.
What do you want me to do about this, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
I can go right now.
I'm glad that you brought that out. Check this out, dude. All right, so this was from my last set of meals, right? This was extremely discouraging. The other day we had a conversation about this. My meals weren't ready for me till like 6:30, which I get it, I guess. I mean, it would have been nice to have a little bit of communication, but circumstances considered, I'm a team player. I get my meals, not everything had labels on it, and then I get home hungry as hell. I go to bite into this actual meal, and literally I bit into a meatball, and I spit it out because it was just like a ball of disgusting mush. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Perhaps that one meatball was like off of the hot spot. I don't know, something maybe it's an anomaly. Bit in the second one, same thing, spit it right in there. And when you look at this, like, look, this was the ones from last week, made by the same kid. Just look at the detail on the green beans and look at this. Mind you, he knows he's preparing it for the CEO of the company.
What would cause something like that? Like if you're using just ground meat?
Lack of giving a f. That's the only thing. I don't think he wants to be here. And if he does, I'm starting to question whether he deserves to be here. And I really need you to start thinking about that, man. Because I want to let him go, but then I'd be shorthanded, and you think that's going to put you behind. But then you realize when you actually make that decision, you let somebody go, that oftentimes morale increases, productivity increases, because one person can contaminate an entire team. What do you think, honestly, though?
I mean, some people just want to clock in, and that's one of him, right? He wants to clock in and clock out, right? And he takes pride in what he does. He doesn't look at a long-term situation here. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. It's just a job.
Yeah.
And I don't like working with people, or people working for me that are just like that.
Yeah.
Someone takes pride in what they do.
Well, it ends up hurting you. I mean, it hurts the clients, it hurts the team. I mean, these conversations, like, the reality is this, man. Like, I'm very, very close to firing him myself, and I don't want to do that. Like, I don't like to do that with you guys. I see things long before most people do, but I got to sit back and I got to let you guys do your thing, even if it sometimes comes at the expense of our pocket, or like, it's a learning lesson. But I'm very close with him, man. So I just want you to do what you can to set him up with something that, if it doesn't work out, you can hold your head high and look back on and say, you know what? I did everything I could to set this guy up for success. I put him in a position where I gave him all the tools, all the support, all the resources, all the training, and he didn't want it. Because the worst feeling is to cut someone loose, let him go, and to think that you could have done more to help them, to set them up to win. I've had that happen to me, and it's a horrible feeling. I don't want to have that feeling anymore. But I mean, if you don't give a, you don't give a. And I don't think it's the fact that he doesn't give a here. I just think that, you know, he just might not quite get it. I think he has some maturing to do, and you know, the reality of it is, like, we're a lot of self-help that goes on here, right? A lot of personal development and stuff, but it's all useless if the person doesn't want to help themselves. All they end up doing is hating you for it, resenting you, and you know, let's just address this before it causes us any more problems, any more aggravation.